Thanks, Rob. Hey, Joel, I see you representing the pack. Nicely done. Hey, it's like a mass unit over there, I guess, today. How tough is it, Joel? I know you guys got to have the next man up mentality and what have you, but when the injuries start to mount like they are right now, how tough is it just to keep guys upbeat and pushing forward?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, you always deal with injuries in the NFL. Seems like it's piling up a little bit for us right now, but like you said, like we have a game in I don't know 3 days now, so like we have to be focused on the guys that are going to be out on the field for us, and hopefully we can get a few guys back that haven't been out there, and we can get guys ready to play. It's an unfortunate part of the NFL is guys get hurt. And, it's how can you combat it and how can you step up and have the next guy, make a play for your team and find a way to win some of these games.
Appreciate it, Tom. Daryl Ryder, you have our next question.
Yeah, Joel, just to follow on Tom's question there, specifically with Baker, who re-injured his shoulder. He's adamant that he's going to play. Like he wants to be out there. So for you guys up front, just how much more do you want to take on yourselves to try and protect him as much as possible, considering how bad that shoulder is?
Yeah, we, I mean, it speaks to how much he loves the game and loves his team, that he wants to keep getting back out there, but he can't, we can't get him hit. I mean, that obviously if he lands on it, like it's probably not going to be great. So it's one of those things, we got to work extra hard. I think every lineman goes in the game, trying not to get their quarterback hit. But stuff happens. We just got to find a way to help him out and really make it so, he's living as good as he can in the pocket.
Thank you, Daryl. Nate Ulrich, you're up.
Hey, Joel, Coach told us that Kareem has a significant calf injury, will miss more than 3 games. So I was just wondering, hits you. Obviously, I know how much he means to the offense and how much you guys admire the way he plays. So what do you think of Kareem's situation? Have you been able to talk to him?
Yeah, I talked to him after the game. We didn't know how serious it was then. He was just disappointed. To get hurt like that. But I mean, the guy just like him and Nick and I mean, some of the guys we play with, like they just put everything they have on the line every time they touch the ball. I mean, sometimes this guy falls and I'm like, he's hurled over guys, at the line of scrimmage and stuff. And he just wants to win so bad. I really do feel like he represents, how the Cleveland Browns want to play football, and to see him go down like that is just unfortunate. And obviously, like him and Chubb are a big 1-2 punch, and him in the passing game as well, his pass blocking. He does a lot of things for us on offense. So it's another big loss, and hopefully he can come back and we can steady the ship without him.
Thank you, Nate. Dan Lobby, go ahead.
Hey, Joel. Yeah, I wanted to ask about Kareem too. I mean, is it almost shocking I mean, I know guys get hurt in the NFL, but is it almost shocking to see him not get up with the way he runs and the way he plays?
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought Odell was down for a second, honestly, like because it was 4th down, I think the 4th down play, right? So I wasn't sure.
I think so.
I wasn't sure who was hurt. I got off the field, and then like when he finally like limped off or got carried off, I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know it was Kareem till he started walking off the field. And yeah, I mean, the guy does take a beating the way he runs the ball, but you expect those guys to get up. It's just football, man. It stinks, and it's sometimes you're just a little bit unlucky out there.
And then we don't know Nick's status yet, but if Dearness Johnson has to carry the load, or Demetric Felton, how much faith do you have in those guys?
A lot. We've seen a lot from Dearness, like from the preseason, from the Dallas game last year. He's done a lot of good things on special teams. He had a couple carries this game. Like there's a lot of, a decent amount of experience with him. And Felton, obviously, he's kind of been our gadget guy. We get him the ball in multiple ways. I know we have Kelly on the P squad who has some experience as well. So we have faith in those guys. Obviously, we want our guy Chubb back, but we have faith in those guys as well if their names are called.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Mary Kay Cabot has our next question.
Yeah, Joel, just wondering with, coming off of back-to-back losses, which obviously never has happened in the regular season under Kevin Stefanski and all these different injuries. And you guys being 3-3 right now, things feel, not the way that you want them to. So my question is, how do you guys kind of avoid the, sort of the doom and gloom feeling that it sort of feels like right now? And you as a team leader, how do you specifically kind of get everybody fired up through this rough time?
Yeah, I think, from a big picture point of view, like, do we want to be 3-3? Like, no. Do we feel like we should be 3-3? No, but we are 3-3, and that's kind of like where we're at. Luckily we have 11 games left, and that's a long season, starting with the Broncos in 3 days. And I think as a team, we understand we're not where we want to be. We haven't played a complete game yet. We got our butts kicked by the Cardinals yesterday, and now we can only grow from that. If we put our heads down, if we look back and say, man, we should have won a couple of those games we lost, like all that is not going to help us. I think the guys understand. I know we're getting ready for Denver now, but the guys understand what has happened. We're going to learn from it. We're going to put our best guys out there, and we're going to fight. And it's actually not that hard. I mean, we have 11 games. We have a long season. It's everything we want is still in front of us.
And Baker said yesterday, I like our chances. I mean, is it great to hear that from your quarterback at, in a time like this where it seems like things aren't going well?
Yeah, he's he's the leader of the team, and we're gonna follow him. Baker's had that mentality his whole life, and we're ready to play. I mean, we got, the one positive about getting your butt kicked when you have a Thursday game is you play pretty quickly. So, I'm excited to get back out there, and I know it's going to be tough. We don't have everybody, but I know the guys that are going to be out there are going to be ready to play.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. We'll go to Scott Patrick.
Hey, Joel. If you don't have your top two running backs and you don't have your starting tackles, can Kevin Stefanski keep the same game plan that he has for the first 6 weeks?
It depends. What the defense does. Like yesterday, they just ran a 6-2 defense. I mean, it's hard to run the ball on a 6-2 defense. That's why you kind of saw us passing the ball a little bit early in the game. But it definitely changes your mindset. I think we have our same strategy going into it. But I think it also depends on what the defense gives you as well. What kind of strategy they're gonna run against us. But I think we're still gonna want to try and establish the run, and try and be physical up front, and hopefully that opens up the passing game a little bit.
Was it a surprise that they ran that 6-2 front?
Oh, we had seen it a little bit on film. They ran a little bit against the Niners. It seemed like anytime we put a big guy in the field, they added a big guy too. So, we go 2 or 3 tight ends. They wanted to put another big guy on the field. Even when we were in, our, 3 receiver sets, it seemed like they would run base defense for them a little bit. We got them in zebra. We got them in nickel a few times, and we were able to run the ball pretty well a couple times. It wasn't a surprise. We knew it was coming, but for a team to run 6-2 the whole, for a majority of snaps, that's they really want to take away, one aspect of your game, the run game.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. We're going to take 2 more. Jeff Shadell, Marla Reinauer. Jeff?
Hey, Joel, have you talked to Jack or Jed today to have any sense of where they are for Thursday?
Yeah, I've talked to them. I don't know anything about their injuries, so.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. We'll close with Marla Reinauer.
Joel, just wondering how Hudson and Hans, are you seeing improvement? And what I know it's a short week, but I would assume you're continuing to maybe help them out during the week. How is that going?
Yeah, we haven't watched the film as a group yet because we're, short week. But I watched it. Blake watched it last night. We talked a little bit this morning about what we saw. Blake's playing next to me, so there's a lot more I can kind of help him with. And I thought we had some good pass offs in the twist game. Like you said, we didn't get to run the ball as much, but he told me he had a couple pass protections that he wanted back. One with JJ and stuff like that. But he's fighting, man, and he's smart, so he knows what he's doing. We don't have really miscommunications in that part of the game, and I think the game at left tackle is slowing down for him, week to week. I talked to James a little bit this morning, but we haven't watched the film, and it's just like, it's his first, NFL start, their snap count things and things of that nature where it stinks because it happens, but you know, you try and learn from those and try and keep improving from those. You know, I do give those two guys credit though, man. They were not expected to play, you know, this early in their seasons and, you know, careers, and they're going out there and fighting and competing. And you know, that's hopefully, you know, we improve from it and we keep getting better, but that's really what you can ask from those guys. Like, those guys come out and they're working every day in practice to get better, and our coaches are working with them to try and get better, and we're trying to help them along as well.
And just, does it almost feel strange to think that you might not have Hunt or Chubb? I mean, you're so used to having both, you know what I mean? Like, how foreign is that?
Yeah, you know, it's not ideal. You know, you have two top backs in case, you know, one goes down, you have the other one, and things like that. But again, it's the NFL, and those things unfortunately happen. But we're gonna get our guys ready. Whoever's ready to go out there, we're gonna get ready to play. And you know, that's our goal this week, is to find any way possible to get a win.